I'm Sherman KHOU. You've been listening to the president on the national coronavirus response. Here now are the latest local updates. Governor Greg Abbott about to address Texas. He is expected to have a decision about a possible statewide closure of restaurants and bars. We will join that press conference when it happens. Let's get a live look at the stock market right now. And the numbers are in upward territory, up about 240 points. Some good news. Trading had temporarily halted again yesterday when the Dow sank more than 1,300 points. But at midday right now, we do have some good news on the stock market. And starting Monday, the New York Stock Exchange will temporarily close its trading floor after two people there tested positive. Traders will move to electronic trading for the first time in history. So the markets will continue to do business. And the first free testing sites open in Houston today. Legacy Stadium in Katy announcing it will hold testing when it receives test kits. And unemployment numbers show that Texas had 70,000 new claims last week. Officials saying that is clearly attributable to COVID-19 impacts. And here are the latest numbers from Johns Hopkins' live interactive map. There are 223 confirmed cases in Texas and 3 deaths. For perspective, as of yesterday, 95% of those tested in Texas were negative. And the president and the White House task force announcing developments with an existing drug that could be used to treat the coronavirus. Hydroxychloroquine is an FDA-approved drug used to treat malaria. President Trump announced he has directed the FDA to cut red tape to develop therapies and vaccines. FDA Commissioner Stephen Hahn says broader clinical trials would help assess whether that drug could help. But if applied by doctors through compassionate use, meaning that the drug is used to treat seriously ill patients with no other options, it could help researchers collect more data. Yesterday, Mr. Trump invoked the Defense Production Act that would speed up and expand the supply of medical supplies and equipment. Today, though, he confirmed he has not yet signed off on it. Happening now, parts of the Port of Houston are shut down by COVID-19. Bayport and Barbers Cut terminals closed after a worker tested positive. Our Michelle Choi is in Seabrook with the latest.
Sherman, we've now learned that worker is a part-time employee who worked at both terminals. This afternoon, you can see police have blocked off the entranceway here at Bayport Terminal. We saw several cars being turned away this morning. This comes amid reports the worker, who's a member of the International Longshoremen's Association, tested positive for COVID-19. The Port of Houston authorities says just to be safe, it's closed both Bayport and Barbers Cut terminals as they investigate. They still haven't said how the worker contracted the coronavirus, but are now working to find out who he's come in direct contact with. They say the good news is they don't believe he interacted with a lot of people. Barbers Cut and Baytown Terminal both handle container ships and are part of the 8 public terminals managed by the Port of Houston. Hundreds of people work between the 2 terminals moving cargo. We're told the ILA worker is in the hospital and doing well. We also spoke with his union president this morning, who told us they're working to gather more details as well. No word yet on when those 2 terminals will be back open. As for the other facilities, including the Houston Ship Channel and the 200 other private terminals on site, those will remain open. Sherman, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Michelle. We appreciate that.
Support these establishments.
And Harris County leaders just holding a press conference inside the TransStar lobby. This was done virtually, meaning questions were sent in electronically. Reporters were not in the room. Judge Hidalgo saying over 1,000 tests have been done statewide in Texas, and the governor of New York saying this morning that his state has tested 8,000 people in just the last 24 hours.